Jim Tharp, the assistant director at Colorado Film School. A family man, a respected individual. But is it all that simple?
It's not a big deal. Who cares if he is, if he isn't? Who cares? If you're scared, just, be like Hayden, wear garlic deodorant and you'll be fine.
You know, I just want my blood to be as garlic as possible, because if he does take a bite, he's going down.
He was putting on sunblock much more than would be normal.
Sorry, I just gotta...
I saw him a couple times walking with his arms outstretched, like he was gonna take off.
That sticks out, and it's like, he's gonna get you. He's gonna get you.
In my professional opinion, I think Jim Tharp is a day-walking vampire.
So, you like the sun much?
You could say that I have a sensitive complexion.
Jim, have you ever eaten a whole clove of garlic before?
I like garlic a lot, for sure.
You're not lying.
No, I'm not lying.
Jim, be honest with me. Are you a vampire?
What does that even mean?
Like a vampire?
Like, o vampiro.
Can you prove that you're not in any way? Do you have anything that could prove that you're not?
Well, I mean, in this world that we live in, JP, can anybody really prove anything?
Jim, this isn't a joke.
I mean, I'm laughing.
Have you ever claimed to be a vampire?
No. No, I don't think I ever have claimed to be a vampire. Yeah, I'm not a vampire.
Then how do you explain this video? That's in the conference room, in the room that you teach in.
I mean, did you really need subtitles on that? It's obvious to me, like, that was photoshopped in, or...
It's a video, Jim. It's not a photo.
Because you can't even see my face. Like, I'm...
Jim, one more thing. How do you feel about this?
Can you leave?
Dude, can I ask why you're doing this?
What do you mean?
Well, like, you don't actually think Jim's a vampire, right? You're just doing this to be funny? It just seems like there's a lot of other better things you'd be doing with your time.
Shut up, Lucas.
Oh, shit, he's out the window.
Oh shit, does he see us? Are you fucking kidding? Oh, he's coming out. He's coming out. He's coming out. He's coming out. Get down, get down, get down. Okay. Does he see us? You see him?
He's just taking his trash out. I don't know.
You see him?
Oh, fuck, he's doing it.
Okay. Jimbo! What's up, man?
Get out of here.
After Jim talked his way out of every question I had, I realized most of the knowledge that I knew came from movies. So I went to Austin, Texas to get information straight from the source. Legit vampires.
So there's a lot of confusion in translation from myth to Hollywood to reality. The myth becomes the legend, and the legend becomes a film, and then the film becomes the, kind of status quo ideology.
What movie do you think explains vampires in the best way?
Well, my favorite movie is Interview with the Vampire, because it's the most beautiful, and when it comes to vampires, and Anne Rice is a great writer and all that, and honestly, she kind of set the tone aesthetically for the vampire community, and I will always give her props for that.
Right. Is the garlic aversion true?
Not for me.
So if I were to show like a vampire a cross and them not being affected by it, that would be pretty normal.
Total myth, yeah.
Total myth.
Total myth.
So you've essentially got vampires that feed from blood. There's sanguinary vampires. Energy vampires that take energy. You've got sexual vampires that feed through sexual arousal.
Yeah.
And then you got vampires that would be seen in a t-shirt and jeans working at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Or at a school.
Honestly, I would say that, you've probably run across many vampires in your life without ever knowing it.
Director of a school, drone operator.
Gas station attendant.
Your
Your
nurse.
nurse.
Got a lot of nurses in it.
In charge of like a bunch of students or something like that, yeah. Okay.
I immediately realized how much the media misled me. While garlic may have no effect, I noticed their acute dependency on Jack and Coke, of which Logan ingested 12 during our interview.
Oh, Jim. I visited a couple of people by the names of Logan and Daly South. Perhaps you know them?
Is this a reference to, no, I don't.
They are vampires who live in Austin, Texas, and they're on the Austin Court of Vampires. I'm sure you don't know anything about them.
Sounds weird.
Are you aware of what a psychic vampire is? They don't feed through blood, they feed from energy. They suck the energy out of people.
Sorry, repeat the question.
Maybe this picture's more up your speed?
I like that. Cute. You got pretty good Photoshop skills, I can tell.
I did it on Snapchat. Or perhaps, are you a sexual vampire? You have never once tried to have sex with somebody to suck up their energy in order to feed.
I mean, that seems sort of like a euphemism for what sex is. Your questions are so vague and weird that they're kind of creepy.
You are just circling around the question instead of actually answering it. Is that because you're trying to run away from something?
I'm starting to feel very uncomfortable with what our interactions are turning into at this point.
Perhaps you would like a Jack and Coke?
Why do you have all of these images?
Well, I heard vampires love Jack and Cokes.
You know, a lot of people like Jack and Coke. I thought vampires drank blood or psychic energy.
Well, see, that's Hollywood. What Hollywood depicts vampires as. A good depiction of what vampires do is Interview with a Vampire. Much like this.
Anne Rice, right?
Which one?
She wrote that novel series, Anne Rice.
You lost me. I don't know what that is.
You know, JP, this is a waste of my time. Good luck with your entire inquiry. I'm out of here. I got ish to do.
Sounds very vampiric.
Even with all my new information, Jim still wasn't cooperating. He flew out of there like a bat out of hell. So I turned to an irrefutable source, one of Jim's closest friends, Dave Higgins.
I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. Is Jim a vampire?
Absolutely. Jim Tharp is a vampire. I know this.
Wait, really?
Oh, yeah. You didn't know that?
Wait, no, seriously? You know he's a vampire?
Yeah, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Do you know how I know?
How?
He sleeps in a coffin.
He sleeps in a coffin?
I've seen it.
In his house?
Yeah, like a vampire coffin.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Hence the sunscreen, because first I was like, this is weird, right? You know, too much sunscreen. And then he started grilling up garlic. He had it on one of those skewers. And I was like, he's not a vampire. But it turns out garlic is not, I think they love it.
And that is just a Hollywood thing.
It's a Hollywood thing. It's a Hollywood thing.
Hollywood made the garlic thing.
Yeah, they made that up. For the movies. He had those arm floaties, the orange ones, and
to cover him from the sun?
The floaties? Mm-hmm. No, he was just swimming with them, like, because he couldn't swim.
Oh. I don't think that's a vampire thing. I think that's just a Jim thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
You're not lying, right?
I can honestly tell you, I have never once in my entire life told a lie.
I had my smoking gun. Now it was time to take this to the director of Colorado Film School, Brian Stewart. Someone who would never doubt me.
Is that what this is about? Is this what your documentary is about? Is Jim Tharp a day-walking vampire?
Yeah, more or less.
Can we just to get the lights up here? Like, what is this? What are you doing? Here's the thing, JP.
I got sources. I drove down to Austin, Texas, and I talked to the Austin Court of Vampires.
What are you doing, man? Seriously, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to get some answers.
So, JP, when you say they're a legit court of vampires, I think what you really mean is that they're occult swingers.
Occult?
It's not, yeah, they're not a court of vampires. They seem to be swingers who are interested in the occult.
People have sex in here?
Yeah.
It's a sex club.
Oh.
So
people have sex here on this seat?
Oh yeah, sure.
Where I'm sitting?
Probably.
So it's like a sex thing. Maybe Jim is into that sex thing.
You know what? You know what, JP? This is not. I'm not going to entertain this discussion. Look, I get it, JP. I get that you're lonely. Maybe instead of looking for answers that aren't there, maybe there's something that's been right in front of you this whole time, and
I think we're
maybe
done.
maybe that's what you need to focus on.
We're good. You can cut him. Cut. You can cut him. Oh, thanks, Brian. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome, JP.
Thanks for nothing.
Completely unrelated to what Brian said, I started thinking, maybe Jim has something that I don't have.
To have such a beautiful, loving family is really,
I don't
special.
really have a sense of family. I don't even have a girlfriend. So that's
Brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I never really asked myself that, I guess.
He's leaving behind a legacy. He's a provider, a role model. I've been so caught up in trying to help the community that I've neglected to think about what I need for myself. Which got me thinking. Someone I met showed me a new way of life I could really sink my teeth into. But at the time, I was blind as a bat.
I feed mostly sexually, so
Okay, cool.
if there's someone interested.
Do you think I would be able to join the vampire community?
Yeah, absolutely. Come join us.
Hey, Ilona. It's JP. Montoulieu. From the interviews. What would I have to do to be a part of your organization? I thought maybe we had some chemistry. And is that application fee refundable? It's not. Yeah, could I stay at your place? I'm kidding. I'll stay at like an Airbnb or something.
Maybe there's something that's been right in front of you this whole time.
Honestly, I would say that, you've probably run across many vampires in your life without ever knowing it.